Good morning, Mr. President, Your Excellencies. A pleasure to join these distinguished panelists for our annual discussion on integrating a gender perspective into the work of the Council and its mechanisms. I welcome this year's focus on transitional justice, which is an essential tool to help fractured societies to heal, reconcile, and rebuild. The latest figures verified by our office indicate that the number of women and girls killed in conflict in 2023 and 2024 was 3 times higher than the previous 2 years. UN-verified cases of conflict-related sexual violence rose by 50% in 2023 compared to the previous year. And clearly, women and girls are suffering more than ever in conflicts around the world. They have a right to equal power and peacemaking, not just a seat at the table. Their involvement is not a concession, it is a prerequisite for legitimacy and success. But despite overwhelming evidence that women's participation leads to more durable peace, they are routinely sidelined in peacemaking. In 2023, on average, women made up less than 10% of negotiators, less than 14% of mediators, and barely 1/4 of signatories to ceasefire and peace agreements. Likewise, in transitional justice processes, often gender is ignored altogether or reduced to a narrow, albeit important, focus on conflict-related sexual violence. This exclusion is a fundamental failure. Research shows that when women are included in transitional justice processes, they push for more concrete and fundamental reforms. They broaden the issues under consideration to include development and human rights, which are fundamental to addressing the root causes of conflict. This is why our office is supporting transitional justice processes grounded in gender equality around the world. In Colombia, during the Truth Commission's mandate, we promoted the equal participation of women in dialogue processes and strengthened the Commission's ability to document the differentiated impact of the conflict. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, we helped to embed gender considerations in transitional justice processes, including the National Transitional Justice Policy that was adopted by the Council of Ministers in May of this year. In the Gambia, our work with the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission and others helped to integrate a gender perspective similarly. Around the world, we support the civil society and grassroots organizations that hold the key to overcoming these challenges, and our panelists today reflect the central role, the persistence, and the creativity of women peace activists. Women's rights organizations or activists are key architects of gender transformative justice, and yet, sorry to say, these essential actors remain chronically underfunded and threatened. Mr. President, the experiences of Peru, Sierra Leone, and Timor-Leste, among others, show that transitional justice processes must identify and respond to the unique gendered impacts of conflict on women, men, and people of diverse gender identities. These must include indirect harm and structural violations of human rights, including stigmatization, marginalization, and economic exclusion. We know what works, and we need to act on it. First, we urge all those involved in transitional justice mechanisms not only to ensure full accountability and redress for conflict-related sexual violence and other violations suffered by women, but to address the deeper root causes that fuel them. Transitional justice processes must tackle intersectional discrimination and patriarchy, including inequalities that predate conflict and can persist long after it. Institutional reform and development should aim to change future practices as well as addressing the past. They must prioritize gender equality and ensure equal access for women in all their diversity to justice, to political participation, and to decision-making. Reparations should aim to transform lives by integrating women's social and economic rights, including access to land, livelihoods, and education. Second, transitional justice must be founded on gender parity. All transitional justice bodies, delegations, and negotiating teams should be gender equal. This should be seen as an issue of right, not an aspirational goal. Transitional justice processes should include formal, safe, well-resourced avenues for women's participation. Women's rights organizations and human rights defenders have been the driving force behind major advances in gender-sensitive peace building, and investing in them is an investment in peace. This year, we mark the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action and the 25th anniversary of Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. Let's redouble our efforts together in solidarity to ensure that peace and transitional justice processes uphold and promote women's rights for the benefit of all. Thank you.